We'll start with a brief synopsis of rules of the game. When she was 6, the narrator, Waverly, learned the art of invisible strength from her mother. It was a strategy for winning that involved keeping quiet. Waverly grows up in San Francisco's Chinatown, where she lives in a two-bedroom flat with her mother, father, and two older brothers. When Waverly is 7, her brother Vincent gets a chess set at Christmas. She watches him and her other brother Winston play, and eventually they let her play too. She's interested in chess immediately and educates herself on the game. Soon, she's beating her brothers all the time, and they stop playing with her. In the spring, Waverly starts playing with a man at a park, and his lessons increase her skill considerably. She plays in progressively larger tournaments, winning them all until she becomes a national champion at age 9. Waverly's life is filled with school and chess. She gets special treatment at home. When there aren't any tournaments, Waverly accompanies her mother to the market. Her mother makes sure everyone knows the local chess celebrity is her daughter. One day, Waverly gets upset with the bragging and runs off. When she gets home, the family is eating and they ignore her. She lies on her bed and imagines her mother as a chess opponent. Her own pieces scream and fall off the board. She imagines floating into the sky until everything disappears. She thinks about her next move. Now, we'll consider some themes, starting with culture clash. Waverly is an American-born girl with a Chinese-born mother. As such, she feels the force of both cultural influences. The earliest lesson she relates to us, the art of invisible strength, is based on a Chinese proverb about a strong wind being unseen. Her mother instructs her to hold her tongue. This is different from the American way of asserting yourself that Waverly would be exposed to elsewhere. Every day starts with the smell of fragrant red beans, fried sesame balls, and sweet curried chicken crescents from the Chinese bakery. Her family lives in Chinatown, so they're surrounded by Chinese shops, including one that deals in Chinese herbal cures, an alternative to Western medical treatment. We also see a reference to this later when Waverly finds the chessmen to be more powerful than Old Lee's magic herbs. The fish market is full of live produce that is prepped right in front of the customer, which is a contrast to the more behind-the-scenes workings of an American shop. Waverly's Chinese background is highlighted when a Caucasian tourist has her and her playmates pose for a picture in front of a restaurant with a roasted duck. Her American name, which is from the street the family lives on, highlights her individuality. But at home she's called Mime, which means little sister, highlighting her role in the traditional family. Waverly's dual culture is evident when Santa Claus asks her age. She's 7 on the American calendar and 8 by the Chinese calendar. She reconciles the duality by giving her date of birth instead. This exchange also includes a question about whether she believes in Jesus. She knows the only answer to that, which is the American answer. A bridge between the two cultures is seen in the man at the park who takes Waverly's chess play to the next level. He instructs her in a game popular in America, but uses Chinese names for the strategies. We see Waverly symbolically being pulled from her Chinese background as she makes progress playing a popular American game in tournaments, each one farther away from home. Another blending of the two influences is seen in Waverly's mannerisms during gameplay. She poses in the way her mother taught her, but moves her pieces with flair and a triumphant smile at her opponent. The next theme we'll look at is mother-daughter dynamics. Waverly has a sly thought and says she's being wicked when she intentionally brings up something she knows could bother her mother, Chinese torture. Waverly manipulates her mother into letting her enter the chess competitions by saying she doesn't want to compete with American rules. As her mother is all about learning the rules so you can succeed, she wants Waverly to compete. When her mother critiques her play, Waverly is annoyed but can't say anything. This is a big contrast to her outburst while shopping. Her annoyance has built up enough to overcome her invisible strength and make her feelings known. This point also fits into the culture clash section. After this outburst, Waverly is ignored by her family. They're using invisible strength on her, and she feels outmatched. She's not yet ready to assert her independence. This is represented by the fish on the dinner table that was swimming upstream in vain escape. Similarly, Waverly's outburst and subsequent flight were also in vain. She has to return to her mother. Now let's consider 2 questions. First, what is the significance of the title? The literal meaning is obvious. Waverly has to learn the rules of the game of chess. She also learns the unwritten rules, the strategies and etiquette that allow her to succeed. The other meaning is also made very clear. Waverly's mother talks about learning the American rules to succeed as an immigrant. Waverly also learns the rules of life, how to balance her cultures and deal with her mother. Question number 2. In the story, Waverly's mother uses both of her names. What's the significance of the change? Her mother calls her Mei Mei, which is her Chinese name, most of the time. The exception is on their Saturday market outings. She tells everyone in earshot that this is her daughter Waverly. In public, she uses her American name, the name the community knows her by, and the name that's associated with accomplishment. Her mother wants some credit for Waverly's achievement, so she can't call her Mei Mei. No one knows a chess champion by that name. I hope this look at rules of the game has been helpful. Now I'm going to use the art of invisible strength on you until you subscribe.